أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبالوالدين إحسانا صدق الله العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه तेरी रहमतों पे है मुनस्सिर मेरे हर अमल की कबूलियत ना मुझे सलीकाए इल्तजा ना मुझे शऊर नमाज है. As we all know that there are many people out there tonight, but only few selected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with Allah's mercy and blessing of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and endless work calling towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and towards the praise of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, delivering, will be delivered inshallah by our beloved, respected Shaykh Badr Alam Jan, who keeps coming, keep returning, time and time, over and over again, back to us, so that we gather here, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and establish that remembrance in our hearts. And once our hearts are inclined towards that remembrance, then to maintain the remembered in our heart. And this is what's important. As we arrived here, we were picked up at the airport and went to Brother Rizwan's house. Later on, beautiful little girl, Aisha, came there. And she told me, we were just talking about school. And she goes, I go to school. I said, you wear a scarf to school? And she goes, yes. I said, okay. You like it? She goes, yeah. But I do get picked on because I wear a scarf. I said, okay. How you mean you get picked on? She goes, I get bullied because I wear a scarf and I look different. I said, okay, so what's your reaction to that then? She goes, I don't care because they wear dress the way they like and I wear the dress the way I like. For me, it's a piece of garment. All we need is another 10 Aishas in California and we're done. Because this day and age, when we talk about being free, we get confused. Because we believe the free is a person who's following all the trends around them, who's following the peer pressure and the behaviors, may that be negative, around them, and that's how we treat ourselves, our family, and most importantly, our parents. But in reality, that's not a free person. Free person is who doesn't follow those trends, who follows what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has commanded us. Because if we look, if we take a stand by what we believe in, then everything will open and all the realities and ease will come to us. And this is critical. I have 3 kids, they were sitting around me. And I said to them, I am taking my responsibility away from you when you grow up. Because I understand the pressures. So when you're into your married life, you grow up, you have your children, don't worry about my or your mother's responsibility. If we are well, we take ourselves away. And if we are unwell, then you do us a favor and put us away. So they started crying. I said, why are you crying? They said, well, why didn't Dad, you do that to your mother? Dado lived with us for 10 years and we all looked after her. Why is it when it comes to your turn, we put you away? So there's a critical message here that we can approach to all the school and colleges and the courses, all the technicalities, but whatever we want them to be, we'll have to become that ourselves first. We know that twice, many times, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wherever ordered us directly to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ascribe no partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second command is, be good to your parents. Be polite to them. Gentle with them. This is your obligation. And look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering us to worship Allah and ascribe no partners. And what comes after that? That shows us a direct link. That there's no one like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and there's no one like your parents. There is no alternative your parents. The importance, your obligation. Sahabi Raziallahu ta'ala came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is for all the youth here. Your obligation to your parents. Before Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came and given us this light, this knowledge, this wisdom, this growth of intellect, the people were in a bad state. They didn't even like women. They were burying their little girls alive. And that person came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, all the sins are going to be forgiven. And Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, yes. And he said, but I've committed a sin, which I'm not sure about if that's going to be forgiven. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, tell me about that. He said, I took my daughter, got her ready, got her clothes, put beautiful scent, and I said, come with me, I'll take you somewhere. And she goes, where are you taking me, Dad? I said, don't worry, I'm taking you somewhere nice. I took her out in the jungle. I dug a grave, made a hole, put her inside, and I started to put the sand back into the grave to bury her alive. This is for all the youth and children, your obligation to your parents. And what was that girl doing? While her father was putting that sand back into the hole, into the grave, she was cleaning his shoes. Oh, Father, that dust is gone on his shoes, your shoes, and I'm cleaning them. And smiling and looking at her father. This is responsibility of children and commitment towards their parents. And parents' responsibility is that we are responsible for our children because they are our investment. My brothers and sisters, in this life, if we have all the worldly pleasures, we have all the ornaments of this life, this world, this dunya, of course, we go through it. But if our children are not fruitful for us, we're at a loss. We've lost our way. And similarly for kids, a father smiles at you, you get the reward of Hajj Mabrur, which is a guaranteed Maqbool Hajj. You go through all the pains and aches, you don't know if your Hajj is accepted. Your father looks at you and smiles, you get the same reward. And Sahaba said, what if the father does that again? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam again Hajj Mabrur's reward. Your father is door to Jannah, and your mother's underneath her feet is Jannah. Your gateway, our gateway is our parents. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed it there. I understand when we go through this dunya, all the calamities and difficulties, they strike us, they hit us. And we give up. But we mustn't give up. Like this gathering today. It doesn't have to be 4, 5, 6, 10. Our Shaykh has asked this question. When kids are not listening, they're not praying, what should we do? And Shaykh said, that time is gone now, you command and they'll do. Because Hazrat Ali Raziallahu ta'ala said, we must adapt according to the time we live in. The methods which were working 30 years ago, they won't work today. We got to get interactive with our children. We talk about solving youth's problems, but we're not talking to the youth. So we listen to them, they listen to us, and most importantly, after all the actions, we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, we are weak. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانَ ضَعِيفًا. That I've created you weak. We have to accept our weakness and ask help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we must organize these gatherings of zikr. Because I've just given an example. In 8 years, because we were living in one family with our mother, and 90% of the work was done by those actions which I didn't even know was happening in the background. Because even a small effort is not thrown away by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us tawfiq and ability to apply and implement. We know we're in dark times and difficult times, but we mustn't give up, and we create this atmosphere around her. Get our parents and children alike involved in these mahfils of zikrullah. Keep polishing of our inner selves and outer bodies. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِذَا الْبَلَاغُ.